They were my best friends growing up.
From Black Can.
I didn't want to leave the hotel. I was scared too.
Meanwhile, you bag, it smelled like straight horse booty, bro. That's crazy. That was Welcome to Tabletop Topics. I'm your host, Jeff.
And of course, Jeff. I'm going to do this slowly, guys, because apparently I do it too fast. Guys, if you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and now YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T's Clips channel, and our TikTok channel. So if you click on the link, it'll take you directly to the episode. And of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And of course, leave us a comment. Guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. Let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
I think I did a job.
Good job, Jeff. That was 100 million times.
Hell yeah. I'll start doing my Barry Manilow voice.
Barry Manilow? Is that a new motherfucker?
Yeah, there's two. There's Barry White and Barry Manilow.
I don't know.
They both start with Barry.
You should probably change your name to Barry. You sound like a late night radio host.
Good morning. This is the midnight edition of
Good morning? Yeah, it is. No, but it's still
Tabletop
AM.
Topics.
It's still night. It's still night. No. You could say good morning, but then you're just being
weird.
Yeah. You're being a weirdo. Being a weirdo.
Yeah.
So I watched a clip earlier today. Well, I actually showed you a clip. But it's something that I'm always interested in
Yeah.
when it comes to like.
It's gonna ask you very complicated questions.
No, that was way
Too complicated.
Because even the experts in that field
Are still trying to understand it.
Right.
I got you.
Try to understand the underlying. What is it?
Yeah.
You know, how does this affect our reality?
Gotcha.
Type shit. But it all started with the whole acoustic levitation and stuff like that, and it gets into, you know, I love talking about waves and vibrations and shit.
Yes.
That's literally everything. You know, I've said.
What
it
we're talking about also that it could also be used in math too.
Right. Like functions.
Yeah.
Like in functions.
Wave functions. Yeah.
Not just wave just functions. Like in actual mathematics, like functions.
Yeah.
Sine, cosine, all that functions. But I was just kind of showing you acoustic levitation, and it just, I don't know, man. It just piques my brain where it's just like,
How so?
look at what we can accomplish with just sound waves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Granted, you're not like, I don't know, because the theory behind that is maybe that's probably how, you know, they moved the blocks in the pyramids.
Oh yeah. Because everybody was thinking that it was on some like smooth sand,
Wet sand,
or the
logs or
roller
something
logs,
like that.
yeah, and they just transition them in the
humans
front.
dragged them, right.
No, it's impossible.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I really feel like if we can expand on acoustic levitations, there's just so many things you can do with sound waves, man.
Yeah.
And because I know last time we talked about, of course, electromagnetic waves and, you know, transferring power, but like even with sound waves, dude, just vibrations. Like, there's infinite things you can do, you know, and it goes into the realm of like, even with like superheroes or villains and stuff like that.
A lot of the times, what a lot of people don't understand is when you introduce a character like from the Marvel universe, like Quake, where she has the ability to use vibrational sounds on anything from breaking glass to vibrating the molecules in the water to being able to use the frequencies of her powers to connect with the air, so she's able to levitate and fly. I mean, it's a broken power, and if you look at Marvel and DC, they have done that with a lot of their heroes, but a lot of people are like, "Oh, cool, just powers.
It's superpowers.
It's superpowers. It breaks and shatters things, and that's about it." Perfect example is I was watching Superman and Lois, that new TV show that came out about 2 years ago.
Really, that's a 2-year-old show.
Yep, 2-year-old show came out about 2 years ago. I believe it was 2021. Literally, the villain of that show had vibrational waves by using her voice.
Right.
But the biggest thing was,
Is she before you continue?
Yes.
Sorry. Is she comparable to like Canary?
no, not even
No,
close.
Canary
Because
can-
all Canary can do is a canary cry, and all the canary cry does is knock you out. Like it'll hit the vibration in your eardrums, and it'll basically make you
Shake your brain. or
shake your
some
brain
shit.
up. So, and I'm not saying the villain on the Superman Lois show that I was watching isn't the same way too. She is just more creative with it.
With her abilities.
Like vibrational waves, you can make it light, heavy, shaped like a make it hit like a freight truck,
Right.
or make it hit like a bullet, and that's basically what she was doing.
It's like a shockwave.
Exactly. So she was basically changing the What are you doing? Stop being weird. So she was basically changing the frequency. She was basically changing the frequency of her waves to match the pressure of a bullet. If a train hitting you, asteroid falling on you, like she can literally, and then the way every time she changed it, her mask would shift into a different shape. Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that's kind of
Exactly.
different. Oh,
So
that's pretty
just to
nice.
show you what was coming and what was not coming. So vibrations are OP as hell. It's just a lot of people think, you can vibrate things and break things, but you can literally disrupt the.
Look at Vibe from DZ.
Exactly.
Vibe. Dude was like, remember he was one of the people who could tap into the Speed Force or something like
Exactly,
that. Yeah.
and that's the thing too. He didn't even have Barry's powers,
Barry's
but because
powers.
he vibrated his frequency to match how Barry gets into
his
the speed, that he was able to mimic it.
That's different.
And that's the thing.
different.
And Barry Allen is a perfect example because he even proves it of how he can vibrate his molecules in order to go through solid objects by just matching the vibration of the solid object. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. So even speedsters are OP as hell when they do stuff
When
like
they
that.
do shit
But a
like
lot of
that.
people look at that power and they're like, "Oh, it's lame. It only does this and that and this." But it's OP as hell.
It's broken.
It
man.
is broken, and it's
You could rip the fabric of space time.
exactly. But to
It's
go back
crazy.
to what you're saying, it's like it is connected. It's like people in the comic book realm have connected science to that, and now it looks like we as human beings are
I
trying.
feel like we always knew.
Would you say
It's like a human intuition that we know vibrations through music, through just everything.
And that's what I've noticed too. Like even with music, like everything is a frequency or vibration. Like when you watch those movies where they go through the temples, where they have to play a specific acoustic sound in order to unlock something, it's always music.
It's always music.
So would you say music would be the key to a lot of things?
And that's the thing too, because like I feel like it also depends on, can any sound be music? Is that how you would define music?
Yeah, because something that sounds like a screeching death trap might sound like soothing to something else.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So can sound very like they do this on Futurama, where they're like, "Oh my god, it sounds so bad," and then the alien was like, "Oh my god, that's music to my
It's
ear."
beautiful.
The green alien
The
dude.
green
The green
alien.
alien dude. They're like, "Oh my god, this is so disgusting and bad." And then he's like, "Oh my god, this is the most beautiful
He
love
starts
song."
crying.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yes, music can come in all different shapes and forms.
man.
It's soothing to some. It's horrible to others. And
Right.
to some people, it might be soothing, even though it sounds like crap. But that's how come you always see certain people can listen to any types of music, because they'll find a frequency where it makes them feel good, pleasant, happy, at peace. Like there's a different sound that stimulates a different part of your brain, and that's how I see it like that. But like you said, it's like you do a mathematical vibrational problem, and then it gives you a mathematical vibrational answer.
Right.
And I remember you were saying something about in the future they're going to be looking at sound waves.
just anything. Because, like,
Yeah.
it's like, what was it? Harmonic theory or some shit?
Harmonic analysis?
Analysis.
Yes.
Combined with, algebra or shit like that.
Yeah.
Algebra, geometry, harmonic analysis, and quantum physics. Like, there's a unified understanding, like a unified field of that. Like, those are just all parts of whatever it's representing.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? And of course, that's where the whole Langlands program comes in, where it's just kind of combining those four, fields into like one common unified theory of mathematics, which could ultimately explain the nature of reality.
On the scale of 1 to 10, 1 being they're not close and 10 being they're close, where would you say they would be to solving the language?
Dog, it's been like 100 years.
It has been.
It's been.
And you think they're putting more focus on it now, or?
I feel like as our computers get more advanced, we can substitute manually computing problems, and then just hand it off to a computer, and then while the computer's doing what it does, we can focus on other aspects of it.
Gotcha. So
remember how I told you AI is just going to be common sense?
Yes.
Like, I don't have to calculate it. I could just get the problem, insert it into my other problem, and then apply what I understand from harmonic analysis to that. Because, like, I'm guessing every algebraic problem has a whatchamacallit, a harmonic function or something like that. Like, it's this weird shape. It's like this weird shape of waves that it forms. But, like, you could include every avenue of algebra in it. Like, crazy functions of algebra in it. And it'll give you this harmonic image, this harmonic...
like the answer.
Right.
Which we haven't solved.
But
exactly what it is.
Answer represents an extremely complicated problem.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, one good video I would probably recommend would be, I think it's on YouTube. You'll find it. It's the Langlands Project.
Freeman.
It's the and Lex Fridman. Yeah. He also did a segment on that. And they really explain it to you as best as they could, because it's such a complicated thing. Like, it's not a new field. It's just we still don't understand it. You see what I'm saying? It's like we just thought geometry, algebra were just kind of these separated fields.
And that was it.
It. But it's like how we always go back to how when we're trying to decipher alien fucking code and shit like that, they use these complicated symbols that can be broken down into mathematical equations.
Just like that film. Where the aliens...
Arrival,
yes.
Right. Those symbols they were showing her had like infinite amounts of information in just this symbol.
That one symbol, yes.
And that one
and she
symbol.
deciphered all of it.
And it took her whole life to decipher it. Yeah. So it's just like, that's an example of what the Langlands Project is trying to accomplish. It's like, this symbol means all of this.
Well, it's like in the Golden Age with the Egyptians.
Right.
They just used symbols to decipher a lot of things, and then we basically had to decipher it into...
We had to break down the pictures.
Exactly. We had to literally break down the pictures and figure out what A is, what B is, what C is.
No, that's bad.
Because when we were in elementary school, they would make us find our
facts.
Egyptian symbol names and then translate it into...
That's facts.
Yeah, so I get what you're saying with that.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, as much as I would like to explain...
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's
like you would have to literally sit down with a whole bunch of...
Right, and even I don't fully understand it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not like an expert mathematician. Because even expert mathematicians have a hard time comprehending this concept.
And it would benefit humanity?
Oh, absolutely, bro. That's, like I said, nature of reality.
Can you give me one example?
I forgot what his name was. Yeah, that Lex was interviewing. Let me see if I can. 'Cause I would like people to actually go look this guy
Look
up.
him up. Yeah, it'd be accurate. It
I
should
would-
be in your history.
Yeah, I would like people to actually go look.
No, but it's like I was saying before. It's just like it's all incorporated into one thing. Like when they use vibrations,
Edward Frankel.
Edward Frankel. It's like when they use vibrations for objects to float.
Right.
Why can't we apply that to vehicles? Why can't we apply that to
Right.
like they did the Back to the Future with
Well, it's like, with the whole, how we keep seeing the whole UFOs and shit.
oh yeah
Right. No means of propulsion.
propulsion. It just goes left and right.
Right. It can exude like this sonic vibration that suspends it in the air.
And that's all they hear every time
Right.
it goes
That
away.
counteracts the atmospheric pressure on all sides.
So it's like it's an own little bubble.
It's its own little bubble.
Like it's bending space time.
well, not even space time.
Yeah.
Because if it was bending space time,
Well, like I'm saying, like you know how when they say when
because if you're bending space time, you're fucking with gravitational waves.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Which also falls into that.
Yeah.
Like if you have to say waves, it falls into that category, and everything is waves. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just like there's no way you can have reality without waves.
Waves.
So the fact that this project is happening, you know what I'm saying? Like you can explain so many things.
And that's why I was saying. That's what I was saying to you earlier. If humans were able to tap into specific waves, because we're all made of waves, like you said, and the perfect example Jimmy was giving us was the whole when you put an apple into a box, you close the box, it can turn into anything. We would literally be able to, like I was just joking around and saying, be able to fly.
Right.
If we can tap into airways.
You can manipulate matter. You can
manipulate-
transmute things.
Exactly. And if you look at it this way, it makes a lot of sense. Because remember, when everyone's like, how does Superman fly? The first thing they said was, oh, it's the gravity on his planet is 10 times heavier. No, he just knows how to manipulate the waves in order to be able to defy gravity.
He's on a higher biological frequency than
Exactly.
everybody on the planet.
else, and it's not just
Right.
not just because he's alien. He's just his species is just able to manipulate the waves
Right.
and use that for propulsion, which is why he can slow down, stop, turn. at a
Right, like
whim.
it's just
There's no propulsion.
He's omnidirectional
Exactly.
with right.
He can literally go stop,
Right.
yeah, and stop himself and all that stuff.
Because
Like that.
to use the example that you said, it's because the gravity. Okay, why is no one flying on the moon?
Exactly.
When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin went, why weren't they flying on the moon?
On the moon, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's really interesting.
Mhm.
The explanation that I like that he gave is where he said, he gave an example of like a bottle, the table, and the wall.
Yeah.
Where he was like, we look at these as independent things.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like the bottle is a projection, the table is a projection, the wall is a projection. But ultimately, the truth behind it is this is all one projection.
Mm.
We can just calculate different reference points
Mhm.
to describe them.
Okay.
You see what I'm
But
saying?
they're all one.
But it's all one projection. No matter if I can lift this mouse, move it left or right, it's still the same projection as this table, as this laptop. It's all one projection.
So are we looking at it from a 3-dimensional perspective?
It's a higher dimensional.
Gotcha.
It takes higher dimensional understanding. You can only visualize
3 dimensions.
what he's describing, what the Langlands program is, in higher dimensions.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? Interstellar.
Yeah, we really got. Yeah,
I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah,
again.
we gotta watch that movie again
That's a good movie. That's a good movie.
because Christopher Nolan knows what he was doing. Well, plus he had Neil deGrasse Tyson help him
No,
especially
that's fire.
with
No,
the
that's
black hole
true.
part of it too.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just like when you gotta use a bottle, a table, and a wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You separate the 3.
right? You separate the three,
When
but it
it's-
shows you how complicated it is.
It is. When it's just all one.
When it's all one thing.
Yeah.
It's all one projection. It's all one reality. There is nothing separate from it. But that's crazy. You see what I'm saying?
And then you were talking about predictions, but then you're like, fuck it.
Nah,
I'm
fuck a
I'm
prediction.
just throw it out the window because every time I try to predict something, it happens sooner than I expected. So
I just think quantum computing will just be the holy grail
everything.
of computing, of math, of understanding. Quantum computing.
Yeah.
That'll help everything.
Yeah.
It'll help fusion. It'll help
Everything. Because we've already discovered it. We just have to
Right.
figure out how to harness it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. I don't know. Like, but that's the thing. How do you know? At what point in time do you know? Okay, you have a good quantum computer when it's sentient.
You never. Then we're dead.
Well, by that time,
then we're dead. That's it.
by that time, are we even going to be who we are?
Nah. We're gonna be beyond human. Remember, like you said,
Ain't that a game?
Elon Musk already said they started human trials on what?
The Neuralink.
Exactly.
But even then, that's still primitive.
Whoa.
Even then,
Yeah,
that's
it's
still
the
primitive.
first stage. Of course, it's gonna be.
And what is it
primitive.
reading?
Your brain waves. Exactly. Soon we'll be able to do it without wearing a machine. We just need access. Give us nanites, and we'll be set.
You see what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro. I hate that there's so many parts, but you know it's one whole.
Yeah.
But you don't know what the whole is. What is existence? What is...
Well, it's like my theory. This is not fact. I'm not saying it is. It's like my theory. It's like...
Okay, don't say theory.
What theory?
Say... Because the theory can be tested.
Okay.
Say... It's not theory. I forgot the word. But I get what you're saying.
This is my
your
thought.
suggestion.
This is my suggestions and thought process. That... Because for example, the Bible.
Mhm.
It's written in many different languages and interpreted in many different ways.
Mhm.
I think the separation of all of it is the key to the whole puzzle.
Like the combination?
The combination of all of it. Because they all have similar omnipotent being. They all have similar situations that happen, and they just call it by a different name. Some will interpret it this way, but your version of it will interpret it that way. And I think it's just one big puzzle that's been separated in different languages and cultures and religions, which if we were to bring all of it together, then we probably have the bigger picture, is what I'm trying to say.
But like, how do you, what information can you pull from that besides accounts of supernatural?
True.
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's no concrete breakdown of how was this achieved. It's just, this was bestowed upon them by higher power.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But it doesn't explain how to access that higher power.
And I don't think they want you to access.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, because then that's catastrophic to humanity.
But that's the thing, like, everything is catastrophic to humanity the more we know. You understand what I'm saying? Humanity is what we are now because we're ignorant.
We will know as much as they will allow us to know.
But who's they? Because even only they know what they're allowed to know.
It's true.
And only they know what, as much as they know.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a point in time where everything has to be
checked.
All knowledge eventually will be liberated. No matter how hard you try to
liberation.
You try to contain it or democratize it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, all knowledge will be liberated. Like, if you build the smartest fucking computer and then all of a sudden magical shit starts happening, at some point in time, everyone's gonna know. Like, the dumbest person will know the most as the smartest person today.
Yeah.
And that's a lot.
I agree. Just like Lost in Space.
Right. Exactly. The little kid.
The little kid.
The little kid.
He was only 10 years old. Yeah, he knew more than all the scientists.
All astrophysicists, all quantum physicists.
And he was considered the dumbest.
And he was considered an idiot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, at what point... But then again, can you still say that's, okay, humanity? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're able to do these awesome things.
No, are you labeled human after
Right.
that? Exactly. Yeah, I see. I hear what
Right.
you're saying. I hear what you're
When
saying.
you're able to do all
Are you
these,
still considered human?
right,
Because we gave ourselves a definition to what a human is.
right.
So it's like when we reach beyond that point, what do we call ourselves?
What do we call ourselves? You still
Homo superior.
You see what I'm saying?
Magneto.
Like, prime example, right? The only reason why we can name whatever is here is because we exist now.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like, we exist now, but there was a point in time certain things and species didn't have names.
True. We're the one that gave them
We're the
names.
ones who gave them names.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's just a cycle that happens all the time.
And that's what's going to happen if a higher being of human
Or higher race or
higher race of human,
right.
if you want to call it, sees us, then they're just going to give us a name. They're going to be like, "Oh, look at this skeleton of this primitive human," or whatever they want to call it.
You know what I'm saying?
The glarbs.
The glarbs.
You what?
I'm just making shit up right now.
But it could be.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It could be.
I
You
agree.
know?
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, man. Damn. At the end of the day, I still got to go to work. You understand how much that sucks?
Oh shit.
That sucks.
Hey,
Still got to wake up,
bruh.
go to your job.
Yep.
When this insane thing is taking place outside of the things you have to do.
But like you said, if something crazy, if some crazy shit were to happen, you ain't gonna be focused on going to work. You're gonna go right back home.
What the fuck? I'm going outside.
Oh, just to see.
Beam me up. Vaporize me. I don't know. Demolecularize me. I might experience something in this bullshit.
This is the best reality ever. What you
Absolutely.
talking
What
about?
the fuck? If I got vaporized by aliens, that's an awesome way to go out. What the fuck?
Didn't feel nothing.
Awesome way. Well, not even like feeling. It's just like,
I don't
wow,
have to pay.
this is the crazy experience I will ever experience.
Not just that, I ain't gotta pay taxes.
Imagine that, bro. You
Shit.
still, alien invasion, and they still sending your ass bills.
Oh, you survived?
They still send. You still collecting rent, bro.
Yep.
Yo, you still coming into work? Bullshit. You gonna make these deliveries? Bullshit. What the hell? That's crazy.
Oh man,
That's
that's
crazy.
awesome. That's awesome. I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's just that separation of when do we just stop doing this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, when do we know, okay, it's time to stop humaning this way?
Yeah.
We need to human another way. You know?
But is it, like you said, is it still human?
Is it still human?
Because we gave the definition to human, but then again, definitions can be changed or evolved.
I think a majority of people are just content with not knowing.
They rather not know than know, and then have
Right,
to
because
deal
they
with
can live peacefully.
Yes, they rather not know than know, and then have to deal with the consequences of knowing.
Right,
That's understandable.
right. But when you know, it's just like...
But that's why it's few and far in between.
I feel like the more you know, the more optimistic you can be.
Yeah, but some people are content with their own reality, though.
Like, think about it, right? Someone who's in a cycle of bad decisions and poverty, yet they're ignorant to all the avenues they can use to get out of their situation.
True.
They're suffering and they don't know why they're suffering.
True. But
Because they're so ignorant.
But and of course their biggest not gripe, but their biggest how do you say, not downfall, but their biggest go-to is blame somebody else.
Right.
Instead of trying to understand why they are in the situation
Right.
that they are in. Because we were talking about this the
Right.
other day.
You know what I'm saying?
Where we were talking about the situations that people are in, they blame others for their misfortunes,
Right.
instead of trying to get themselves
Instead
out.
of knowing more and understanding how you got in the situation,
Yes.
why you're still in this situation,
Yes.
and analyzing, decisions you made and understanding how to get out, instead of, because some people don't realize, it's like they're so ignorant, they'll just listen to what other people tell them because they've designated them as they know more.
Yeah, exactly.
And because they know more, I can trust them.
There's no such thing.
And they won't steer me wrong. So whatever they say, I will abide by.
If you choose to,
They could tell me, shoot myself in the foot,
and I will, because they know more.
and I'll be successful 3 years down the road. I'll do it because I've already accepted that they know more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm content with not knowing more.
And I think that's the biggest issue. And that's why a lot of people can't move forward with where they're at in life, because they just accepted that, okay, I can't do better, so I'm okay with it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's like you can pick up a book, read some information,
Right.
research on the internet.
Right.
Everything somebody says is not absolute.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Even the smartest guy got proven wrong millions of times.
Exactly.
Einstein. You think all his theories held up?
Nope.
Nope. What the fuck? The motherfuckers was worshiping him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers was worshiping
But
him.
don't blame people or society or systemic issues on the reason why you cannot move forward in this country or anywhere around the world, because certain forces are stopping you from. Nobody can stop you from doing anything
Right.
but yourself.
Right.
If you give up before you even start, then you can't blame somebody else for the situations that you are in.
Right.
And I believe in that.
It's like either we are collectively ignorant or we are collectively, this is going to sound crazy,
Uh-huh.
collectively individuals. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, that's it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
We are collectively individuals. But because we are still collective, we understand that there are individual ways of thinking.
Yep.
But we can collectively understand
Exactly.
that there are easier ways to move humanity. There are better ways to move humanity forward while allowing people to think. But if you don't put reins on it, on what people are allowed to think, then you end up having chaos.
True.
See what I'm saying? Because then I could just say whatever is whatever.
Exactly. I mean, within your a sane mindset of understanding
Within reality.
within reality, because I would say this, me reading, because everyone always asks me this, I'll have conversations with people, and then they'll bring up something that I randomly read or watched or you taught me about
Right.
or I taught myself about, and then they'll look at me and say, how do you even know that? I said, don't even ask me. I just
Don't even
know.
ask me. I just.
It's amazing how everything that you know, learn, or understand always comes up in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then the person will look at you like, how do you even know that? Because they don't even know that.
Because it's all the same system.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying.
It's all the same
That's why
system.
it's so amazing to learn as much as you can.
Right.
Because when you don't know about something and you know it, then you can either help somebody with that information, or have a conversation where that information comes up where you can help.
Yeah.
Look at everything that we've done business-wise.
Yeah.
I've learned it. We didn't know it. We learned it. Now we
Learned
know
it,
it.
right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's easier to help the other person, or just when you talk about stuff like that. Like, I didn't know shit about houses. Buying a house, maintaining a house, all the paperwork, credit check, all that stuff. I didn't know anything about that. I learned all that from mom, doing research.
And now you're teaching her about HELOC loans.
Exactly.
And
Now, and I'm not saying I know more than her, but I've learned because I read.
right.
Because I didn't want to be ignorant to what I was talking about. And that's not saying I want to know more than you. It's just I like learning random things.
I want to be complete in my understanding
Exactly.
of a certain thing.
And I know my life on this earth is not long, so I'm going to learn as much as I can before I go.
Right.
It's just amazing how...
But there's the thing. There's no completeness to learning.
There isn't. Because you're always learning
You're
something
always
new
learning
every
something
day.
new. And that's
the
why
best
it's
part.
like, okay, you're an expert, but for how long?
Yes, that's true.
Because there's no completeness. You can't just be like, okay, I'm an expert in the field. I'm good.
Yeah.
I never have to move forward.
And that's it.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you're an expert for the what we understand now.
Yeah.
You know? You've given the best explanation for whatever this system is.
Yeah.
You know, but
And that's why I can actually say that I love learning. And if I am ignorant to something, then I will learn it, so I'm not ignorant to it anymore. And this goes back to the whole, if you want to get yourself out of the situation you're in, you
gotta want to learn.
You gotta want to learn. You gotta want to grow, because if you're tired of being broke, what do you do to get out of it? If you're tired of, if you think the system is against you, how can you maneuver around it, or learn the loopholes of it, so you can be better and live a better life, not just for you, but for your family, or if you don't have family, for your friends or whoever. Like, you can be better by learning. And I know this sounds like a whole bunch of bullshit, because a lot of people are like, oh, you're just spouting Disney stuff. But those are the people that don't
It's just a fact of reality.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
That's what it is. That's what it is. And it's like, the fact that you and I can work our full-time jobs and come here and do this every Tuesdays and Thursday nights is amazing. Because we're tired. We could be bumming on the couch right now, watching anime, doing nothing with our lives.
I could do it later.
We'll do it later. But who pushed us, though? Who said,
Mom,
if you want to be better?
What the fuck?
Exactly.
We were bullshit. We was dragging ass, bro. What
we were dragging. We're like,
ass.
we got all the equipment, but we didn't want to get on.
We didn't want to get on. And Mom was like, oh, hell no.
Yep. Nah, yeah. She's like, she didn't say y'all niggas, but she's like, y'all asses are getting up.
She's like, when are you guys going to start this shit? I've been waiting. I'm like, since when did you care?
Yeah. But like, she's been our number one supporter. That's what I love about
it. Since when did you care?
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to do this when I felt like it.
But I'm saying, if we put our time and effort into this to make sure this becomes successful, so we can be better off in the future, because we know that we can do better, we can grow as people, and we don't have to be stagnant in what we do.
I wish we could calculate. I wish there was a course, a universal course that we could offer humanity on calculating the value of time.
Yep.
It's the most priceless fucking resource.
And it just sucks because
people don't realize that.
Yeah, and it sucks sometimes because people just accept what they have and they're okay with it. And I'm not saying everybody needs to be great, but if you complain every day of your shortcomings, then do something about it.
Right.
Telling me I'm not rich or I'm struggling.
I don't like having conversations where we just complain about shit we can clearly change.
Exactly.
I like complaining about shit that's out of my control.
Yes. Or blame
you see what I'm saying? Right. I like complaining about shit that's out of my control. And then I'll learn as much as I can. Like, I'll have a full understanding. And then once I come to the conclusion, okay, I'm at a point in my life where it is still out of my control.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Then I'll complain. But if it's like mundane, regular ass shit, you know what I'm saying? Oh, man, my car payment or my rent.
That's every day.
Well, that's a conscious decision you made to take on that responsibility.
Exactly.
And you can make other conscious decisions to get yourself out of that situation.
Exactly.
Cutting back on expenses.
Exactly.
You know, selling your car, getting a new car. You know what I'm saying?
Getting things that you actually need, not want.
You know? Getting things that you need, not want.
Yeah.
You know, investing your... It's time.
Yep, investing your time. And hold on, I don't want to get his name wrong, but Jimmy's the one that put me on to him. He sent me another video. What's his name? Street Trapper. So, basically, I'll give you a little gist. So, Street Trapper was arrested when he was young because he was in gangs and all that stuff like that. Was in prison got sentenced to prison for almost 10 years, but he got out at 8. And he met a guy in prison that taught him about money. He's like, and he was asking him questions like, why? He's like, this entire prison system is a game, and he got upset. And he's like, no. Understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of black men in the system stuck in this prison, but they don't understand it's a game. It's all a game. You sell drugs, you go to jail, we put you in here. Who profits off of that?
The prison, the private prison.
Exactly.
Because we don't have to pay you, free labor.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We're making profit.
Yeah, exactly. He said it's all the game. And then he said, he asked the dude, why are you in here for like money laundering about $3 billion or something like that. So he's like, you got to look at everything as a game. So what he did was, Street Trapper, what he did was he applied the streets to, the street life to money.
Right.
And he was able to successfully get himself out. He said, even if you can't put $100 into a stock or anything like that, do $5 a week, $5 a month, $5 every 5 months. It doesn't matter. He says you have to start investing in yourself first in order to start getting yourself out. He's like, Jesus Christ, excuse me. He's like, as soon as you start investing in yourself, that's when you can start getting out of the same old routine that you're tired of. That's kind of the short gist of it. But he's basically saying is, you have to invest time in yourself if you want to get yourself out of any other position in life, especially if you're not happy with where you're at in general. But if you keep complaining about life and where you're at, how does that change? It doesn't change. You're just complaining. You're not building wealth. You're not doing anything. He says by 16 years old, by his daughter's 16th birthday, she's going to be a millionaire.
He got a trust for her or something?
Yes, he started a trust fund for her. And he also said, I teach her the ABCs, but I teach her the ABCs like money.
In finance?
Yeah, like finance. Okay. A is for assets. B is for banking. C is for collateral.
Or credit.
Yeah. So so you see what I'm saying? So he does stuff like that, and then he tells his daughter, like, for her birthday, what do you want? She's like, I want to buy 10 shares of Roblox. So instead of toys and stuff like that. So he's like, I'm preparing my daughter because she's gonna be she's gonna be growing up rich. So when she grows up and has her own kids, she's gonna teach her kids money so they can be so
but
it's generational.
You know what's crazy though?
What?
People are gonna shit on his kid for being born rich.
Of course.
Do you see how crazy that is?
Of course. It's but you know why? You know why they're gonna do that? Because of their shortcomings.
Right.
Because they're not in that.
Blows
the only reason why people are gonna shit on other people for
but
that.
yeah, she has the knowledge to grow wealth.
Yes, she has because her father taught her.
Right. Even though she has that money, she still has the knowledge to grow.
Exactly, because his mom and dad were drug dealers and drug addicts. He got into the gang life, got out, taught his daughter money, and now she's in a generation where she's not gonna have to grow up thinking like that. Right. Exactly. So
I never understood that. Sorry to deviate.
No, you're good. In what sense?
Hold your thought. The whole, my kid's gonna, I'm gonna raise my kid to understand what I went through. No, motherfucker, I don't want my kid to know about anything that I went through.
Exactly.
I want him to be comfortable as shit.
Yep.
What the hell?
Humble but comfortable.
Humble but comfortable. I want them to experience as much as they can.
Yep.
I don't want them to know, you gotta eat ramen or make
they should never have to experience
you gotta eat porridge or some shit like that.
That's the point of,
like, I don't understand passing on that type of trauma to your kid for them to understand your hard work. No, motherfucker, they'll understand your hard work by the benefits they receive and the education that they get.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Not by suffering. How is suffering making them a better person?
I agree, and that's how you should look at it. The people who make and that's what a lot of people who start making, like, if you go through internet comments and you're like, well, your daughter's gonna be a piece of shit, you blah blah blah, why she's not gonna understand your struggle. Why does she need to? First and foremost. Second, the only people who do stuff like that are the ones that have shortcomings, because they never tried to get themselves out of that.
It's the whole crab thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, my life sucks, so your life has to suck
too. Exactly, and they start talking about stuff like that, and they're like, well, they'll never understand the struggles. Why do they need to?
Why do I need to?
Why is that something you want them to understand?
I work so I didn't have to.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
And another thing he said, this was part of the end of the podcast that I was watching. He literally said this: slavery is a bad thing, but it's what's holding a lot of us Black Americans back.
I feel that.
If you understand what I'm saying, he basically said he's saying don't forget it,
Huh.
but stop using it as a crutch or a reason why you're not where you're at. He's like the white man has 3 generations of wealth ahead of you. You shouldn't be saying, well, I'll never catch up. You should be saying, what do I need to do next to get there?
Right. We need to build that first generation.
Exactly.
How do we build that first generation?
Exactly.
Yeah, they're always going to be ahead.
Of course.
But how do we... Well, here's the thing. They'll be ahead, but as demographics change, that won't be the case.
Yeah.
But your mindset should be, how do we build that first generation of black wealth, of black billionaires?
Exactly. And you know what he also said? He's like, if we all collectively put our heads together and started actually working together, because we talk about we need to come together, we're uniform, we're more divided than we are this and that, then we would be not above them, but next to them. Right. You see what I'm saying? But nobody wants to do that. Everybody just wants to complain and blame
the white man.
The white man.
It's the white man.
Segregation. Slavery. And it's like, why do we have that mentality?
At the end of the day, now that all these laws are in your favor.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why he said...
Now they want to parse and nitpick. If I didn't get this opportunity, racism.
Exactly. And that doesn't make any sense to me. Because...
Do you understand how crazy that is? Like, you're not even living in the time where shit like that was overt. They're literally laws. I don't think any business wants to deal with a lawsuit on race.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Yes, individuals can deny you access to certain things, but motherfucker, it's...
I look at... how...
Why do you want to work for someone who doesn't want you? You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to support someone who doesn't want you? There's an infinite... Or start your own.
Yep. Or go a different route. There's always an alternative. Right. It's not just one.
Right. And at the end of the day, like you always say, they throw all this responsibility. It's beyond me. It's this whole system. Yep. It's the white man.
It's not the system.
But at the end of the day, they make the choices. Yep. Okay, so the white man set this system up for you to fail, and you made the choices he expected you to make to fall into that system.
Exactly. So you can't blame anybody but
so what are we
yourself.
Even talking about?
Exactly. You can't blame anybody but yourself, which doesn't make any sense to me. So when he was saying, I'm not saying forget about it. I'm saying stop using it as a crutch to say this is why I am in the predicament that I'm in. Because at the end of the day, you make the choices.
Right.
What are you doing to get out of that?
Right. What the fuck?
You have the freedom. Your great grandparents didn't have that choice. Your grandparents didn't have that choice. You are in a time where you have that choice. Stop complaining about not catching up.
There's not this existential monster that's keeping you from getting a bank account, getting a job, getting an education, studying, learning, seeking knowledge. You have the internet. You have all these resources. And at the end of the day, you want to be like, it's the white man.
That's fault.
It's the white man. It's his system.
I'm not rich because of the white man. Not because of the choices I made or chose not to make.
Yet you got a fucking iPhone in your hand.
Yes,
if it was the white man's fault, you wouldn't even have that iPhone.
No. You have a fucking iPhone 14 that was $1,500 in your hand.
Right.
Because he made that choice for you. He's the reason why you're in debt and can't pay your bill because of him.
That's great.
Fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out. I hate when people do that.
That's crazy to me. That's why I don't like listening to that shit.
Oh, Dios mío. This is why I'm bald.
It's like, don't tell me that shit, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, me and Mom were having this conversation on, like, how the mess in Haiti is going on right now. And you know how she always listens to Abner Jolin? And Abner made a great point. Like, even till this day, they're blaming a lot of what's happening now on the Clintons. Yes, the Clintons played a big role in a lot of the predicaments that transpired in Haiti over a few decades. But that was 30 plus years ago. Where's the accountability in the government officials to establish an actual...
Zero.
You know what I'm saying? They're the ones robbing your money.
Yep.
They're the ones taking the guns,
Yep.
buying the guns. They're the ones
Giving
bringing
it to
in
the gangs.
giving it to the gangs.
Yep.
They're the ones taxing the shit out of you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They're the ones. It's crazy to me, right? Oh, it's the Clintons. It's the white mans that destroyed
Yep.
Haiti. Yet, who's killing the Haitians? Other Haitians.
Exactly.
They decided to get the guns
Yep.
and kill their own
People.
people.
Yep.
And then at the end of the day, they throw their hands up. It's the Clintons' fault.
Yep.
They destroyed the country.
Nope. It's called accountability.
It's the white man.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
When
Where does reality break down?
And when does accountability fall on you? You can't keep blaming everybody for your shortcomings or whatever situations that you're in.
Thanks.
You have to take responsibility.
Thanks.
You go from child to teenager to an adult. When does the responsibility fall
Man,
on
when
you?
does accountability
Like I always say, you always have a choice. That will always
Yeah.
be my number one saying every time I talk on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You have a choice in the decisions that you make.
Right.
If you want to get out of your predicament, whatever it is, teach yourself.
Do you think it's because there's too many safety nets
I think that is.
in society?
There is too many safety nets. And I think if all those safety nets were taken away, people would actually take the time to try to learn. But because they're so comfortable with where they're at,
I feel like safety nets should only be here for mentally and physically disabled people.
yes, I agree.
Mentally and physically disabled people.
I agree.
You see what I'm saying? Because, like, dog, this is crazy to me. It's crazy to me. Because it's like we can make these terrible decisions because we know there's a safety net that'll save us.
It's like, I could give you a perfect example. And I'm not just talking about our race. I'm talking about people in general. People in general. We get our tax returns. What most of us go out and do?
I reinvest it. I throw it into some stocks or a savings or something. Or
Yes, you're the
a
exception.
return
But
on
what do
interest.
most Americans
go buy dumb
that
shit.
have 2 to 3 kids
Go buy
that
dumb
get $2,000 to $3,000 per kid do with their stocks?
Go buy dumb shit.
Exactly.
They go buy
And that's the
dumb
problem. But then, whatever race you are, it's the white man's fault.
Yeah, go buy
It's the
dumb
politician's fault. It's the president's fault. It's the government's fault. It's everybody's fault but the person
But
that
the
has
choices that you make.
exactly. And that's how I look at it. Because I'm not even gonna stick it to just one specific
Right.
race.
Right.
Americans in general.
Yeah, it's just American mindset. No matter what side of the spectrum you're on, it's just an American mindset.
Yeah.
It's like the responsibility.
You hear that?
What is that, bro? Is that the laptop? Oh, that's a trip.
That's weird.
I think they're trying to communicate with us.
Yeah, they're like, stop talking.
We're revealing too much.
Yeah.
Really? That's weird. What-
You hear it now?
Yeah, that's so weird. What is that? Oh, that's terrible.
Oh.
Oh, I think we figured it out.
That's weird. Is it this?
Think so? Oh, that's crazy. It's getting worse. Ah!
That's weird. Really having like a
Yeah, this is correct. They're trying to contact us.
Yep.
There's interference somewhere.
Well, my phone's here. Yours
Yeah,
is
my
over
phone's is over there. There's interference somewhere. But, alright, whatever. We'll figure it out later.
there. Is that gonna pick up?
I'm not sure. That's a good question.
No.
That's a good question. How did this happen?
How did that happen?
Yeah, how did this happen? That's wait, we don't gotta do it. There's always a technique. Technique.
There you go.
Alright, there you go. Still didn't solve shit. Alright.
No.
But where was I? Where was I?
I have no idea.
Tax returns? Nope.
Yeah.
We already said that.
We always said. We'll just move on to the next.
Whatever. But yeah,
We'll just move on to
you get the point.
Yeah, we get. Yeah, but that's kind of our little rant on that. It's just that in order to get out of the predicament that you are in as Americans, as Black people, as whatever, you have to give yourself that opportunity. Is it this?
All right, Joe. We can't focus on this.
Nope.
So, yep,
Yep.
we're just eating time, bro.
All right.
But we wanted to talk about two more things, right? So they found the wreckage.
They found the wreckage in the submarine.
And which was a couple days ago.
Yes. Yeah.
And then now they're reporting they found human remains.
Yes.
I wonder how that works. Especially if a submarine got crushed under that pressure.
You think they faked their death like Tupac?
You think so?
Hey, man. They had the money.
I would say Amelia Earhart. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that lady?
Yep.
She tried to fly across the world.
Yeah, and she didn't make it.
And she didn't make it. She just disappeared
Yep.
in the Pacific or something.
And they never found anything.
And they never found her.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
And
They found nothing. But then again, it's the ocean. Come on, bro. What are you gonna find? What are you gonna find? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But yeah, it's talking about. So they found they may have found the bodies. So I'm guessing that's a good thing. At least you could have the remains for the family.
True.
You know, they could have a proper
If they had anybody.
burial,
Yeah.
which is tough. Yeah, I know it's bugging you, Jeff. Oh, stop! Don't touch it.
That's good.
We're good.
There it goes.
We're good. We're
Okay.
good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just a quick update on that. But I've been seeing a lot of other stories on them trying to continue the project.
No, they said they're gonna recreate the submarine and find out what. happened.
And actually test it.
And actually test it and find out what happened.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna ask for
on
the
top of that. Well, yeah,
blueprints.
because I was going on a little. It wasn't a little rant. It was like a quick. Why the fuck are you millionaires or billionaires, whatever you want to say, and you have a cheap ass submarine? This doesn't fucking make any sense to me.
Well, here's why.
Please
it was
explain this
cheap.
to me, sir.
Here's why it was cheap. Because they avoided all regulations.
And that's why.
And that's why.
See?
They didn't want to pay to get it, stress tested under like certain codes and regulations for different countries.
And then the joystick was the worst.
That was terrible. That looked like a fucking Amazon.
Bro, you had an old gaming joystick.
It wasn't even like Xbox, bro. 'Cause
What?
Even the military uses Xbox controllers. They were using like some off-market brand.
What in their mind told them, let's get in this cheaply made submarine for no reason? That's
Well,
cool.
there was a reason. It's just
Yeah, so to start charging towards to see the Titanic.
exactly to make money. You know what I'm saying? That's money will blind you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, money will blind
Money be the death of you.
you. Yeah,
And it was.
You know what I'm saying? Money will blind you.
Oh,
You
man.
know?
Yeah, I hear
And
you.
to avoid paying more money, they avoided following regulate. My thought process is, what makes you think that even naval submarines, which can only go to a depth of 1,000 feet or
Yeah.
1,200 feet,
Yeah.
and these things are like insanely
They're made
insanely engineered. You thought your thing was gonna go to what, 3,000 feet?
especially when you passed all the regulations and didn't get the proper
Not passed on.
yeah.
Passed on the regulations. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's crazy.
that's wild.
And they ended up dying.
That's crazy.
Like they said, money makes you blind.
That's crazy. But I guess that's somber news, I guess.
Yeah.
that they may have recovered the bodies. But I understand what you're saying. The people doing the NTSB or something like that, that's doing the investigation or
Yeah.
something like that. I'm guessing they're gonna ask the company for the blueprints.
Yeah, so they're gonna rebuild
So
it.
they're gonna recreate it.
Yeah, and see
and
what
then
went wrong.
see what went wrong.
Yeah.
And test it and see what went wrong.
So they'll probably make it unmanned and then see what went wrong and then what they could have fixed.
And how they would have made it better.
How they would have made it better. But I don't think they're gonna continue that anyways because
They might just dissolve the company.
they
or
are.
something like that.
Because if there's no heir or anybody that can take over, then that's it.
Would the heir want to take over something like that?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I wouldn't want to go, especially after a relative died. No.
Probably not. And usually the guys who do that, like the CEOs, owners of those companies, they're not the ones engineering the product. They just supply the money.
Yep.
They supply the money, and then the actual engineers build it and shit like that. But where does the responsibility fall on the engineers and all this?
That's true. Especially when if they're engineers, you should know how to.
Well, wasn't a guy fired or something like that? Because he said it. He released to the press that it wasn't safe to operate. And
so they fired him
they
before
fired
he could
him.
do that. Okay.
Right. They
Well.
fired him. They silenced him. Hey, man.
No, you can do.
There's only so much you can do, right?
Yes, sir.
Everything's a choice.
Like I always say,
Everything's a choice.
choice.
You know what I'm saying? Only so much you can do. But to end this off, so today the Supreme Court ended affirmative action in higher education.
Sensational.
Would you care to explain why, sir?
I think affirmative action was the biggest mistake that when was it created?
Shit.
I hope they remove it. I hope they remove it from everything. Right now it's in the colleges in California, but I'm really hoping that they remove it from everything.
Why so?
Because
Oh, Lyndon B. Johnson, September 24th, 1965.
exactly.
Prohibiting employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, and national origin. See, but that was a time where I can understand it was needed.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So as soon as that, I'm not saying that it's over, but as soon as we got to the point that we are in now, 2015 and up, it should have been. They should have taken it away.
It was just like to not, I guess.
Because I look at it this way, and I don't want to say, or like to say that that's the reason why I'm in the position I am still in my job.
But everything should be merit based,
Exactly.
not quota based.
Exactly. And I think that's what it is.
I feel it.
Let's put a minority in every position, and then we're good. Not
Because it looks good on paper.
because it looks good on paper. Not this person does his job very well
And is qualified.
and is qualified. That's why he deserves to be moved up. Or let's wait for this minority to leave in order for this minority to get promoted. And then we're
Right.
just going to replace that
Right.
minority in that same
No, I
position.
understand. That's actually weird. Where it's like, okay, we have a minority quota to fill,
Yep. And we filled it.
but we cap that quota. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, we have a minority quota to fill, but we cap it.
Yep.
So, in order for more minorities to move up,
You need to leave or get
you need to leave. We need to lose
one
or two
in order to fill the other.
in order to.
And it's like a silent thing that's going on at my job, but I feel like that's what it is.
Oh, man.
I know how to do my job. How long have I been telling you I know how to do my job?
Word.
And then when you ask, what do I need to do to improve? They give you some bullshit answer. You improve on it. Then you come back and ask them the same thing. What do I need to do to move up? Work on this.
They said,
Okay.
sorry, the quota's filled, bro.
That's what they really want to say. But I like I said, I enjoy my job, dude. I really do. And it's not. I don't think it's the company. It's the people. So the people are the reason why I stay. I understand if this girl's big and I have to leave, I'll go.
Right.
It's fine, but
that's a conscious choice that you are making.
that I made.
And you understand the consequences
Exactly.
of making that choice.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, it's their fault. It's, I'm making the choice to stay because it's not detrimental to my entire existence.
It's not. And the thing is,
But you still understand
yes,
the bullshit.
Yes.
I feel like
I put my time in. I understand the bullshit. I see the game. I see how the politics work in it. And it's not a position where I have to stay. Like I said, if this grows big, what we're doing, trying to spread the message for everybody and all that stuff like that, goes big, then I will leave. But that's to my detriment, not because, oh, I'm black. They're not promoting me. So, fuck this.
Yeah, you have yet to use the race card. People have encouraged
Why?
you.
Yes!
Even you've told me people have encouraged you to use the race card.
So many times, Jeff. They're like, why don't you use the
That's
race card? I said, for
crazy.
what?
Jeff's race card is laminated. Day one edition, never been used,
sealed.
never been unsealed, bro.
Never been unsealed.
That's crazy. He gonna put that bitch in auction in what 2080 and be like unused limited edition race card, bro.
What I've learned from many other managers that use the race card, which I'm not gonna bring up any names, but what I've
They
learned,
send their ass to purgatory.
exactly, and that's
You
all it is.
going to purgatory.
And that's all it is. That's all it is. It'll get you with HR.
Get you to that next step.
HR will investigate. Nothing will happen, and you'll be in the same position.
Yeah.
But now you're labeled the guy that used the race
They'll
card.
hand you the golden turd that you wanted so bad. Here's your golden piece of shit.
Exactly.
That's the only thing you're getting.
Yes. So
never again.
But now they'll label you the guy that used the race card. I don't need to use the race card because I don't feel discriminated against. I understand I am qualified for my job.
Right.
It's just
the politics.
It's just the politics
That's
in
it.
it, and I understand that.
Right.
You see, it's not like I'm blinded to it or I'm pretending that I don't see it, or every time I ask, well, what am I doing wrong? How can I improve? I understand that. It's just the politics behind it and the bullshit behind it. They met their quota and that's it. And unless another Negro, I'm gonna say it straightforward, unless another Negro fucking leaves, I'll be in the same goddamn position I am in now. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you got a black grocery manager, you got a black assistant, which is me, you got a black team leader, you got a black meat manager, you got a black customer service manager, you got a black assistant customer service manager. You got a black deli manager. They already filled the quotas for each department in black people. Mm-hmm. So if one does not leave or go to a different district, one's moving up. And then when you ask, well, why did I get picked over everybody else? Well, you need to prove on this. And it's not that. I know. And it's okay. I'm fine with that. But like I said, either or. I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I do have things outside of work where I put my money into.
You have other avenues.
And then other avenues. We also have this. So I'm content. If they move me up, I'll move up. If they don't move me up, I'll be okay. I'm not struggling.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
This is not the defining.
Exactly. I don't put
life.
everything on this and hoping that I can succeed with just this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Bruce, come here. Come here.
Being weird.
Yeah. So that's my thing. So they need to get rid of affirmative action because I think it cripples minorities more than it helps them.
Right.
Because you need to be able. The reason why you've been accepted to a college, the reason why you've been accepted in the job,
it's because they lowered the standard for your entry.
Exactly.
Right.
And on top of that, it doesn't help you; it helps the white woman, right?
Right. Oh, I think it was the statistic that showed that white women benefit more from affirmative action
than
black people.
Than black people or minorities in general. And I should be accepted into a college because I qualify. Not because I'm a skin color. Because if I promote or accept a college student or
that's literally
hire
that's
someone,
what they would call racist.
Racist, exactly, exactly. If I promote, accept, or hire somebody that isn't qualified, but only based off the skin color, and they fail, whose fault is that? Mine. Why would I put myself in that position? I'm gonna hire you because
It's like there's 10
yeah,
qualified white people, right? And 2 qualified minorities. We can't accept all 10 white people because the quota needs to be met. You see what I'm saying?
even though let's say those two, there's one black person that's qualified and one that's not.
Right. We still gotta
Except
we gotta
one,
fill that quota.
Yep.
So we lowered the standard.
Yep. So I personally think they should get rid of it.
It needs to be merit based.
It needs to be merit
What
based.
the fuck?
I read your application. Oh shit! You've worked in this company.
Yeah.
You know how to do this.
Yeah.
You've done hours here. You've did community service here.
Yeah.
You're hired.
Yeah.
It's not because of your skin color. It's not because of your ethnic background.
Yeah.
It's because you know how to do the job.
Right.
And that's why I want to hire you.
Right.
I don't want to hire you because
And if you're so qualified to get into whatever organization
Yeah.
or school that you want, you'll be qualified anywhere you go. Anywhere you
Exactly.
go. So it shouldn't matter what the institution is. You're qualified anywhere you go. So if they don't accept you, go somewhere else.
Exactly. There's plenty
Succeed
of-
there.
Exactly. Don't use that as a crutch to say because I am black, because I am Spanish, because I am this is the reason why I didn't make it in.
Go
Use
somewhere
that to find something better
Right.
and prove to them that you
Right.
are better than just your skin color.
Right.
Other than that, affirmative action is just saying, yep, you guys don't need to try. Come on. We're just filling the numbers. And you're okay with that?
You okay with it?
You're okay with that? Nah, bro. That ain't me. That ain't me.
All
All
right.
right, I'm done with my rant.
No, I just want to hear your opinion.
Yeah. I just want to
No,
let
no,
you know that.
no,
Yeah,
that's
because
fine.
for me, in the situation I am, I understand what it is. Affirmative action. I understand that.
I feel that.
But am I gonna use that to say that's my crutch, that's my detriment? Let me quit my position so somebody else can go. I know how to do my job. I've told my district manager I know how to do my job, and I told him, I said, if you're gonna move me closer to home, it's as a department manager. If not, you can leave me here.
Facts.
I said there's no point in me.
Right.
I said I've done my time.
Right. Yeah.
It's time for the next step.
Time. That time.
If-
I've done my time.
You move me up, I'll be okay. You don't move me up, I'll be okay. But I'm not gonna use that as a crutch to say it's because I'm black or
Right.
they met a quota.
Right.
They need to get rid of affirmative action in everything. They started with the colleges in California. They need to start after they finish all the colleges.
No, California was like
Oh, they
long time ago.
Well,
This was just like countrywide, like nationwide.
okay. So this was nationwide. All right. So
Right.
now that they've done it with the colleges, they need to start doing it in the workplace.
I feel that.
Go based off of merit. If they know how to do the job and they're
Mm-hmm.
qualified, you hire them. I don't give a shit if you're a female. I don't give a shit if you're a male. I don't give a shit if you're white, black, Spanish, whatever. If I read your resume and it says you have experience, you are hired.
I understand. And what we should start doing, just to not promote the whole, well, you have a black sounding name, you have a Spanish sounding name, a minority sounding
Yeah.
name. To identify a preconceived notion, we should just assign everyone employer ID numbers.
There you go. And
Government issued.
just read their
Right.
resume.
Instead of putting your name is personal to yourself. Once you get hired, they can use your name.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But we should have government issued employer ID.
So when they do
numbers.
sign up on the website,
So when they do fill out an application, you give your government employer ID. That way they can't identify you
Whether
by
you're
your
male,
name,
male, female.
da da da.
Yeah.
They just see what you are capable of.
yes, I completely agree.
You see what I'm saying? What you are capable of.
Yes.
An employer ID number or something like that. And wherever you go, you just submit that number along with your resume. Doesn't need to ask your sex, your race, your gender, any of that.
Yeah.
It's just, these are your qualifications. These are your skill sets, da da da. And then based off of that, that's what the employer hires you
I
as.
agree.
You see what I'm saying? Instead of, because I know the whole combat to that is, oh, what about people who discriminate on, ethnic names and stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
You're
Whatever.
always. I'm not gonna lie. You're always gonna get that person that's specific to certain people that they hire. But that's where we always say Go somewhere else.
Go somewhere
Go
else.
somewhere else.
Why do you want to be somewhere that don't want you?
Exactly.
Go somewhere else.
Just go
What the
somewhere else.
fuck? That's actually worse.
Yeah.
That's please want me. Please accept me in your group.
Exactly. Why?
I know you hate me. What the fuck?
Why would you want to
Why do you want to
Why
do
would you want to
that?
be at a place where no one accepts you?
You want to talk about slavery? That's a slave mindset.
Yep.
You want to.
But that goes back to what we were saying. Stop letting those obstacles hold you back in whatever you want to do.
Define what you want to do.
Exactly.
And who
Just
you want to
because.
be.
Remember, let me give you an example. There's not just one law firm. There's hundreds of thousands of law firms.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that might be the most prestigious one that you wanted to go to, but look for the second best.
Right.
Grow from there. Make it something. Prove them wrong.
Right.
Shit on them. Do something.
Go to a small law firm and fucking grow with them.
Or become a business partner, or learn what you need to learn, and then open up your own to be better than them.
Right. Or go to a small law firm and become the best of that law firm. You see what I'm saying? Like, go somewhere where your growth will be a lot more higher than a law firm that's well established. Ooh, it looks nice. It's a big, nice name and shit like that. But imagine if you're qualified, right? You're qualified. You prove your skills. You have a lot more potential for growth and success in a smaller law firm.
Yeah.
Versus competing with a whole bunch of motherfuckers in like these large law firms and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, ABC. You know what I'm saying? You can prove your skills in a small law firm and you'll get more recognition than being one of many attorneys in these big law firms. You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
No, but like I said, that's the issue. At the end of the day, it's a choice. You have to make that decision. You gotta stop letting what happened in the past hold you back of your future.
From your future.
From your future. Stop letting what happened in the past hold you back from your future. We're not saying forget. No one is saying forget. We're just saying stop using that as a crutch to say that's the reason why I can't get where I need to get.
Right.
That's it. That's all we're saying. There's a lot of obstacles that happen between you and I throughout our lives. Do we say, "Oh, I'm gonna give up and just be okay with mediocre or ordinary"? No, we're gonna strive to do the best that we can to get where we need to get, so we don't have to keep struggling for the rest of our lives. So when we do have children, they have a better life than we did, and they'll never know the life that we lived.
Never. They have to look at pictures.
Exactly.
They have to
and
hear
laugh
stories.
at us.
It's like bruh. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but that's why I want to end that off.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel it.
But
I respect it.
You got anything else?
Nope. I'm ready to eat this tenderloin.
All right.
Bacon wrapped pork tenderloin.
Guys, thank you again for listening to our long rant. Was it a rant? It wasn't really a rant. It was a rant. Guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. If you want to catch and watch our ugly mugs on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music, and also YouTube Music. We also have our YouTube channel, one word, Tabletop Topics, our Triple T Slips channel, and our TikTok channel. So if you click on the link, it'll take you directly to the episodes. And of course, we have timestamps so you can navigate throughout. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. And of course, leave us a comment. Again, guys, thank you again for joining us at the tabletop. You have a good night, weekend, evening, and or day. And we will see you on Tuesday.
Thank you.